morning, my lovely crafty people, and it is another day in December, so we are back with another Christmas craft. And today I have raided my Christmas ribbon stash, my fabric scraps, my Christmas paper stash, and I've got a really big box of used Christmas cards that I've just cut some of the images out of. And we're going to use these to make some cluster tags. So I've gathered all sorts of bits and bobs together. I've got some Christmas embellishments. I've got some die cuts. I've got ribbon. I've got all sorts. So we're going to have a go at just building up some cluster tags. Now, the idea of a cluster is you just layer things on top of each other to create a kind of a layered effect. So I've got some book paper as well out of my scrap drawer. So we're just going to have a go at layering up. So I used my die cut to cut out some tags out of some Christmas card. This is Jingle Bells sheet music that's on some scrapbooking card. And we're just going to layer up onto the card. So I'm going to start with this ball. So I really want the ball in the middle, the ball. Where's my sticky pads as well? Bear with. There they are. And I'll probably get some buttons and bits out as well. So let's just start layering. So I'm just going to take one tag, and I might actually use the smaller ball and have it off to the side. So we want some greens. So let's open up. So this is like green netting that I picked up at the Gloucester scrap store. I've got loads of different colours of it. So we're just going to layer things up to begin with. So I'm going to start with some of that. And let's add a little bit of red and gold in. So where's the end of my tape? Add a strip of the red and gold, and we're going to layer the green up on the top. I've got some more of the card that I cut off. Let's see what else we're going to add. Maybe a little bit of book paper. Just takes away that harsh straight line. What else can we put on? Oh, this is quite a nice. Let's have a little bit of this one as well. Oh. So you see, I'm just kind of layering up different papers and fabrics. Let's see if we can't put a little bit of ribbon in there as well. Where's my ribbons? I've got everything out and I've got it all sat next to me. There we go. Oh, look. It's a nice bit of ribbon. So just going to layer it all up. And then you can either just staple it in the middle, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick each layer. Okay, so you can see, just kind of making sure you can see a little bit of each of the layers. Layering them up, ready to stick on the embellishment. So just going in with the layers like that. Okay, so I'm going to use my Yoo-Hoo today because it's a slightly stronger glue. I am going to use my Yoo-Hoo. And I've got a whole range of like tapes and wooden embellishments and Christmas cards that I've cut up to store as like collage bits and bobs, and they're perfect for making clusters. It does mean I am sat right in the middle of a really large pile of boxes because they are everywhere. Let's just stick that ribbon down. Quite nice ribbon. And don't worry about the fact I've gone over the edges, or I've gone over the what am I trying to say? I've gone over the hole at the top because we can just hole punch that when we're done. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I'm going to cut that extra bit off and make this slightly less straight line at the top. And in the end, I'm going to stick that on there. So let's have another bit of book paper. While you want to see some of the layers peeking out, there you go. And then I'm going to actually stick this one down with my sticky pads because I want it to be raised. So I'm going to stick one there, one there, one there. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to take it slightly off to one side so you can see the things underneath. And then let's cut that tape off the bottom. Okay, we're going to re-punch that hole at the top, and then where's my stickers? They're just gold ones. I've got some silver ones in here somewhere. There we go. Merry Christmas. There we go. So I'm just going to take off one of the Merry Christmas stickers, which I'm going to stick on to this card, and then just very carefully cut it into like a tag. Okay, and we might want something to go behind it. What do we got? What do we got? Oh no, that's too green. Let's layer it up on some book paper. When in doubt, book paper is your friend, I find. It doesn't overly matter that things are a little bit ragged. Okay. Trying to debate whether that was right, sticking it on that paper. You can still see it says Merry Christmas, and I'm just going to have that peeking, bearing with change of tact. Okay, let's just keep the book paper, keep that for another one. That's the great thing about clusters, you can just change your mind. Let's go in on to the green. So this is the green from which I cut the balls out of. And let's just trim it up. And then we're going to go back onto that book paper that I cut earlier. So you can see I'm just layering. All it is just layering things up until you're happy with the composition. There we go. And let's just tear a little bit of this around. Don't want it quite so big. I'm just going to have that peeking out from the bottom there. Oh yeah, let's just go across the top like that. So I'm just going to stick that down at the top. So you can just about see all the different layers, and I could go in and I could stick some more embellishments on. I've got some little snowflakes. Let's have one of them. Just there. I could stick some buttons on. I've got some dried berries that I could put on. And then these can be used to decorate your Christmas gifts. I'll probably wrap my gifts this year in brown paper because I've got quite a bit, and then just use some fancy tags to embellish. So there is my first cluster. So I'm going to go off and I'm going to carry on making clusters, and I'll come back at the end of the video and show you what I've made. Keep watching. And here we have it, my lovely. So we've got 3 cluster tags using various tapes, embellishments, bits of old Christmas cards, and I'll put some string on them, probably some jute string, and then they will be ready to make my parcels pretty. So keep watching for the next installment of my Christmas crafts, and have a happy December, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.